All right, we're gonna make this short and sweet. We ain't gonna be on here long because SmackDown wasn't long, so we're not gonna be long. We're gonna be.
To blame the Rock and Roman for that.
I mean, yeah, they took up about 45 minutes. It was actually a little less than that. When they finally got finished, it was about 8:30, 8:35, somewhere in between there. So The Rock returned today. He had some good moments in his promo that he cut. It was interesting is the best way to explain it. Um yeah. So let's just dive right into it. We're not even gonna waste no time. The Rock cut a promo today, essentially, but the first person to come out was actually Roman Reigns and crew. Everybody came out, everybody was sitting up there, and everybody was having a moment. Okay, they was all soaking it in, living it up. Tribal Chief was there. He demanded to be acknowledged 3 times. He didn't like the way they acknowledged him, so he was like, "Hmm, yeah, I'm gonna go because I don't fulfill my contractual obligation." He was giving very much Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Uh, and then his sidekick was like, wait a minute, my tribal chief, we can't go nowhere because we got some business we gotta handle with the great one. We can't leave and he don't come out. And then Roman was kind of pissed because the crowd was cheering and screaming for The Rock. Okay, The Rock came out there after he was announced by Pauline, and he came down there. It took him about 4 5 minutes to come down there, almost as long as Roman's entrance. He finally got down there. He grabbed the microphone, and he did his 1 2 diddy. Essentially, what he did was decline Cody Rhodes's offer to wrestle him 1 on 1 and made a counter offer of a tag team match. That tag team match is going to be Seth freaking Rollins and Cody Rhodes versus the Bloodlines, Rock and Roman Reigns. Now, the stipulation to this is if Cody and Seth win this match, then they will be able to have Cody will be able to have a bloodline free match with Roman Reigns. No interference from The Rock, no interference from Solo, no interference from Jimmy. He said you have his word. However, if they lose, then it's bloodline rules for Cody's match at WrestleMania. Those are the parameters that they set, and that is it. So Cody has to accept or decline that offer. They said he was scheduled to be there today, but he did not show up today. Um, so more than likely he will be at next week's SmackDown. Okay. So that's where they left it. Then Roman demanded, he made a very soft demand that The Rock acknowledge him, which The Rock did. He acknowledged him. And then they stood tall with their wands in the air and everybody was happy and singing Kumbaya. I I'm just gonna say you need to pay attention and watch. Don't just get mad because of what you're seeing. Pay attention to what you're seeing. Because when you finally see the end result of all of this, you will see that this is not as cut and dry as it seems. Okay? Just remember I told you that. We're going to move on because Tiffany Stratton had a match today with Naomi, and for the most part, the match was okay until Tiffany cheated and raked Naomi over the eyes, and she picked up a W over Naomi. It seems that when Triple H is now in charge of bringing people to the main roster, um, all of the NXT talent that he's brought in, with the exception of Indy, Candice, um, Champa, Johnny Gargano, everybody in this second set of people that have come up have been booked to be like unstoppable. I don't like Tiffany Stratton's booking, but everybody seems to be on her side for whatever reason. I'm not the biggest fan of Tiffany Stratton. However, I do think that as a wrestler, she's come a long way and she's fairly clean in the ring. I don't have a problem with her in ring skill. Hate her character. I'm always going to hate her character. But I didn't like the fact that Naomi lost. I'm not going to ever like that, especially with her just getting back. I didn't like that. But it is what it is, I guess. So I didn't record it, I didn't watch it, and we're going to move forward from there. The Kabuki Warriors was supposed to go up against Pam and Dakota, but Dakota did exactly what I told y'all she was gonna do. She played Bailey and made Bailey think that they was cool and that she was on her side. When in all actuality, she was always on the Kabuki Warrior side and on Damage Control side as a whole. They beat up Bailey after the match because Dakota declined to tag her in. They beat up Bailey, and Bailey pretty much got a taste of what it felt like to be on the receiving end of an ass whooping from Damage Control. It was a necessary ass whooping, if you ask me. Quite frankly, I'm not surprised that Dakota turned on Bailey. I mean, Dakota is known for turning on people. That's what she do. She's done that to every partner she's ever had. Every partner she has ever had in the East, she has turned on at some point. Tegan, Raquel, you name it, she's done it. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, this was inevitable. You should have saw it coming. This was not something that was just like, oh shit. This was not an oh shit moment. This was a win. We was just waiting for the shooter drop moment. Okay. So there it is, and it is what it is. Pam is all on her own now, but I guarantee you, by the time WrestleMania come around and it comes and goes, Pammy Pockets is gonna be the champion, and EO and them gonna be crying. I don't think the Kabuki Warriors gonna be champion after WrestleMania either. Okay, I don't think so. I think a super team gonna be built to take them titles off of the Kabuki Warriors at WrestleMania. I think they're gonna put Naomi and Bianca together to be a tag team and take them titles off the Kabuki Warriors, but that's just me. That's just me. Anyways, we also had a match with Santos Escobar and Carlito. Now, these two been going at it with LWO and Legado del Fantasma for months. Okay? And tonight they had a street fight. Now, for the most part, it was just Carlito and Santos in the match. But sometime during this match, the rest of Legado del Fantasma showed up, sans Electra. And then later on, we got LWO to come down there and they kind of even the odds. But then we got a nice little surprise because Rey Mysterio showed up on crutches. Everybody thought he was still hurt, but he dropped them crutches real quick and started whooping Angel and Humberto's ass, okay? Then he got in that ring and tore Santos' ass up. Santos got put through that table after he got apple sprayed in his face. It's still COVID, Carlito. You should stop that. and well, ultimately, Santos got put through a table and it was game, set, match. The show was moving forward and the LWO finally stood tall over everybody else, which thank God because LWO don't be getting no traction. You hear me? They don't be getting shit. So I was happy for them because they deserved it. Hello to all of y'all who came in a little bit late. Hello. All right. Last match of the night goes to Randall and Austin Theory. Now, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller were having the grand old time watching Logan Paul punch Randy in the face at the preview, or rather at the highlights of Elimination Chamber. They seem to be really enjoying Randy getting screwed out of an opportunity to go to WrestleMania. So much so that Randy himself thought it was quite the cackle. He was like, hey, how about we laugh in the ring? How about you decide who's going to go up against me in the ring tonight? And I take you and go in that ring. I rip your heads off. And then we can have a nice little cackle afterwards. How about that? And he walked away. Austin Theory was just like, then Grayson Waller was like, well, he said he wanted to fight you when we were over in Perth. I'm like, no, he didn't. Now that's wrong. Now you ain't have to do that. You gonna throw your homeboy under the bus. He was like, really, dude? First Australia, now this. He was like, well, I mean, he did kind of throw you under the bus twice, Austin. How many times you need to be screwed over before you realize that Grayson Waller not your friend? Anyways, Grayson and Theory go out to the ring for their match. They go down there. They had a match with Randy. Randall is having a good time. They wrestling, and Grayson Waller is doing a lot. Grayson Waller is hitting him with, I mean, not Grayson Waller, but Austin Theory is hitting him with everything he got, and he's doing pretty damn good against Randy Orton. But Randy was able to best Austin Theory. All it took was a small opening, and in that small opening, he was able to get his RKO off. As soon as Theory got off the ring and dove in the ring with his little roll through, Randy Orton had him all the way through. It was done. It was a done deal. It was game over. That RKO was really pretty. I'm not even going to lie. It was a beautiful RKO. Okay. Now, after he pinned Theory, Grayson Waller came in and attacked Randy Orton. Randy Orton was getting beat down, and that's when Kevin came in for the save. They both were able to hit Austin and Grayson Waller with their signature moves, and that's how the show went off. It was a pretty short and sweet show, but it was a good show. They made sure to set up a lot of things. Next week's SmackDown is set up, and Cody is scheduled to be there. I imagine that Seth freaking Rollins is also going to make an appearance. If he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised about it. Then that was it. Now throughout the night, we saw LA Knight looking for AJ Styles, which AJ Styles was nowhere to be found. Okay. AJ Styles was ordered to not be at SmackDown due to his actions in Australia. LA Knight was looking for AJ Styles the whole time. And he didn't find him, obviously. Then, shortly afterwards, and in between there, we got a little snippet of Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, trying to get their opportunity up against the tag team champions again. And Nick basically alluded to him and Adam Pearce working together to come up with a plan for the tag team titles. So he doesn't know about the tag team titles being defended at Mania just yet. That wasn't there, but he said they've come up with a solution for the tag team titles, and they're going to make that announcement soon. I hope that announcement is that they're splitting the titles up. If not, then we're going to be stuck here forever. Either way, SmackDown was a fairly decent show. It really wasn't long at all. There wasn't a lot going on SmackDown, but there was enough. Like I said, there was some matches that were worth talking about, and then there were others that weren't. There was a match between Brian Breaker and Zion Quinn, which that was a waste of time, in my opinion. I mean, he hit a spear, and that was the end of the match. I don't know why they're booking Brian Breaker to be such a powerhouse and be so strong. To me, there's no need for that, and it doesn't need no need for him to bowl over opponents the way that he has. I don't like that, and it makes it look like he's unbeatable, and I don't like that. So I don't know where they're going with this, but they seem to be giving Braun Breaker an extremely strong booking, the same way they would do somebody like Braun Strowman or, somebody of that size and caliber. They're giving them that booking. Either way, all of that has happened. Okay. Now, next week, we're supposed to have Bobby Lashley going up against Karrion Kross, and Logan Paul is supposed to show up next week. And that's it. That was the show. There wasn't really much else to the show, ladies and gents. I can't even tell you that it was a strong show. It just wasn't. So we'll have to see. Next week, The Rock is going to be on SmackDown, and we'll see what happens when it comes to Cody Rhodes and The Rock. It was a fast paced show. That's mainly because Rock and Roman ate up about 35 minutes of the show. I need The Rock to simplify his promos. I know that they want to have time, but at the same time, like he repeats himself a lot in the promos and it's unnecessary. It's almost like he is still trying to get his feet wet on the microphone, being back in the E the way that he is. My problem with that is that, like I said, he's repetitive with what he says, which I am too, but I'm not on TV. So I don't have to streamline what I say. I could kind of stumble and do all that. Whereas The Rock has been doing this long enough to be able to know that he needs his promos to hit and move forward. And I think his biggest problem is he's resting on nostalgia and not really thinking his promos through. And while he had a decent promo today, um, he he wasn't he wasn't bad at his promo today. It actually was pretty decent. My problem was the length of time we spent listening to him pause and talk and pause and talk and pause and talk. And I feel like that could be cut up. If somebody was to like literally sit and cut up his promo, cut out the repetitiveness, cut out all the excessive times he insulted the crowd and just got to the point, we probably could have shaved off another 10, 15 minutes from their segment and they would have had enough time to have a real match with Braun Breaker or have another match for somebody else like Cedric and Adonis back there because they need to be able to be shown on TV. So I I don't like that they haven't been given enough time to do anything, and I really hate the fact that we're watching him on a microphone and he's taking all day. Like I'm like, dude, get to the point. Come on, move your ass. I don't think he had a bad promo. I just think that his promo was too fucking long. He needs to shave off at least 3 or 4 of those shut your mouths and at least 15 of those stupid idiots that he keeps saying in there. Like, come on. It's okay. Get it together. So other than that, it was a pretty solid show. It wasn't bad, but it was solid. It did what it was supposed to. Um, I just didn't like Braun Breaker's match, if you call it a match, and I did not like the fact that Naomi lost that match to Tiffany Stratton. However, I'm well aware that there are going to be people that lose and that I don't like, and people that win. There are going to be people that win that I don't like, and people that lose that I do like. And I'm aware of that. I'm just saying I like it when it makes sense. And you're booking Tiffany with no consequences and repercussions to her actions. And I hate that. I don't like that booking. Like every match she's had, she hasn't won any of them clean. Every one of them has had some interference of some kind. And I just feel like it's not necessary for it to go that far. Like you can at least she's not a bad wrestler, so you don't have to book her that way. She don't need to do slimy tactics if she can go ahead and do a decent match. Like she doesn't have to do all of that. It's unnecessary in my opinion. It is what it is. But y'all, if that's it, that's all I got for y'all. I don't have any more. So next week we're gonna look forward to Monday Night Raw because Monday Night Raw is gonna have Drew McIntyre going up against Jey Uso, and Becky Lynch is going up against Nia Jax again on Monday Night Raw. On Tuesday is Roadblock. Roadblock is going to have an asylum match between Dijak and Joe Gacy. You're going to have a number one contenders match between the Don and him for the NXT Championship. The Kabuki Warriors are pulling double duty next week. They're going to be on NXT defending their tag team championships against Lyra and Tatum Paxley. And then finally, the tag team champions are going to be defending their title against Chase U at Roadblock this Tuesday. And that is Roadblock for everybody. They aren't having any other matches, but they might have something else going. They might have something else brewing over there in NXT with Ridge Holland and Sean Spears and, that whole thing going on. You might see some new shit over there. And of course, the Bloodline is going to be on Friday. Next Friday, you're going to see the Bloodline and Cody Rhodes is going to be there. So more than likely, Cody's going to agree to the stipulation that was set by The Rock today, or he's going to counter it. But I doubt if Cody counters it. The way The Rock set it up, so everybody who came in late, you can know what happened on Monday on SmackDown, is this. On night 1 of WrestleMania, there will be a tag team match, the Bloodline versus Cody and Seth freaking Rollins. If Seth and Cody win, then his match with Roman the next night will be completely Bloodline free. None of the Bloodline will interfere in this match on Roman's behalf. Roman will wrestle Cody straight up one-on-one. However, if the Bloodline wins the match, then that means that the match at WrestleMania for Cody and Roman is going to be Bloodline rules. That means anything goes, and that means anybody can interfere. It's going to be an interesting time for the next couple of weeks. Y'all, I have done my my duties today to make sure y'all had SmackDown covered for the review. I'm going to get my ass up out of here. And I will see y'all Monday after Raw. I may go live tomorrow if I don't have nothing to do. I might go live. We might just shoot the shit tomorrow. You never know. But I will see y'all then, and we'll talk about potentials if I do go live on Saturday. Bye.